And then you wonder why these kids turn out the way they turn out to be once they become adults. So it ain't men that these women should be out here hating. The real person that y'all should be out here hating and saying ain't shit is other women. It's not men. Because a man is only gonna act the way he was fucking trained to act. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Dime Trap, where we trap dimes. In today's video, I want to talk about women who say that all men ain't shit, or they talk down on men saying, like, pretty much that all men ain't shit. And we gotta look at the core of this, right? Who raised these men that ain't shit? Now, in most households, right, even if you have a two-parent household, 9 times out of 10, the child is spending more time around the mama than they are around the daddy. 9 times out of 10, the dad is usually at work majority of the time. And when he's not at work, he's probably in the house working on some shit. And if he ain't in the house working on some shit, he's probably fucking resting. Because most men have jobs that require a lot of physical activity, right? So the person that the kid usually ends up hanging around with the most in the household is usually the women. So going back to a video I just did about how women don't fuck with women because of the way that women act, right? If a child is constantly around a woman that's on bullshit, who you think that child is gonna be like? That woman that's on bullshit.
Damn, I never thought about it that way. Yo ass smart.
Who you think that child is hearing constantly talking down on women? His mama. It's not the daddy. It's usually the mama who sits around gossiping about her homegirls. It's usually the mama sitting around talking about grown folk shit around their kids, talking about how her homegirl, fucking LaQuisha, is sleeping with all these niggas. So guess what? If you're hearing this shit, right, at a young age, you're hearing this at a young age, that shit is gonna get brainwashed into a little boy's head that LaQuisha on bullshit, so I better not fucking trust any LaQuishas. I better treat LaQuisha the same way my mama treats LaQuisha.
Your boy be cooking. Turn that shit up, twin.
When he hears his mama talk about Aisha and how Aisha only uses men for money, guess what's gonna happen? That little boy is gonna be like, don't trust Aisha, because Aisha only gonna use me for my motherfucking money. See, a lot of y'all women out here are fucking up by not keeping grown folks' business away from these kids.
What's wrong with you bitches? Who raised you to be that way?
And then you wonder why these kids turn out the way they turn out to be once they become adults. So it ain't men that these women should be out here hating. The real person that y'all should be out here hating and saying ain't shit is other women. It's not men. Because a man is only gonna act the way he was fucking trained to act. It's like a fucking animal, like at the circus. That animal is only gonna lift his left hand when he's triggered to lift his left hand, from constantly being provoked to lift his left hand. So when these women get in relationships with men, They've already been trained to lift their left hand based off of the shit that they was trained to do. They were already shown at a young age, don't trust these women. They were already shown at a young age, don't fucking listen to shit these women gotta say. They were already told at a young age, go be a player. I don't know how many times I heard my baby mama tell her son, oh, you getting all the girls. Go get all the girls. You got a girlfriend today? Who's your new girlfriend now? Guess what that's gonna do? Later on in life, it's gonna make him know that I better go get all the girls, because that's what my mama was telling me to do when I was young. It's the same shit that happened to me. In my youth as a little kid, see, I got older brothers. My oldest brother's 10 years older than me. My other brother's 8 years older than me. I was always told to be a player. I was always told to be a pimp. During that time period, HBO used to have Hookers and John come on, and American Pimp and all that shit. So no wonder that I ended up going down that route. Because this is what I was hearing. This is what was being brainwashed into my head as a child. Whether it was coming from my brothers or it was coming from TV. And I remember as a kid, my brothers would have multiple girls come to the house, and I was always told I better not go tell their girlfriends that they had another girl come to the house. And I was hearing this from my parents. That you don't snitch on your brothers about having other girls. So I never did that shit. So in my mind, being a player is what you're supposed to be. You don't hook on to just one girl. And that's something that I even fight in relationships when I'm in relationships. In committed relationships is I'll get in a relationship and it'll be in the back of my head to go fuck with another girl every few years, because, nigga, it's just a player in me.
What are you waiting on, twin? Why you ain't like, comment, and subscribe yet, twin? How my daddy gonna feed me, twin, if you don't help us get monetized, twin?
So at the end of the day, instead of women fucking being mad at men for the things that they do, they gotta look at how is the kids raised. And that goes back to whenever you meet a motherfucker's parents, 9 times out of 10, that person's parents is gonna show you what that person is. If a girl tells you that her mama was bouncing from boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend, that should let you know right there that 9 times out of 10, that chick that you fucking with ain't gonna be loyal. 9 times out of 10, she gonna be a bouncer around also. Bouncing from one nigga to the next, and you just happen to be the one that she's done bounced to for the moment. You gotta look at if the parents were into fast money and into drug dealing and all that shit, guess what they gonna be looking for? They gonna be looking for a nigga that's into drug dealing and into toxic ass shit, into fast money. If her parents were getting fast money, you think she gonna be able to deal with your slow money? But these are the type of questions that most men aren't asking women when they meet women. What was your upbringing like? Did you grow up in the suburbs or did you grow up in the hood? If she grew up in the suburbs, she may be a little bit more stable, a little bit more on the side of she can have a routine. If she grew up in the hood, 9 times out of 10, her life has been chaos her whole fucking life. So she's looking for a chaotic relationship. And anything that comes with stability, she's not gonna be happy in that relationship. And that relationship ain't gonna last. She's gonna run off and try and find her a nigga that's not stable. Like, we gotta ask questions. Like, did you sit down and eat dinner with your family every day? Or were you one of those people who ate when you wanted to eat? who might have waited till fucking 10, 11 o'clock at night to finally eat dinner. Because that's letting you know right there that she has no stability. She's not the type of chick that's going to be able to run off of a schedule. There's always going to be chaos in that situation. What's the saying? The fruit don't fall far from the tree. So you gotta look at these people's parents and they upbringing. Or is she gonna end up in a situation that you don't want to be in? Like I always say, now if you're the type of person that's looking for that type of situation, then go for it. But I know it's a lot of men out here who don't come from chaotic situations. There's a lot of men out here who didn't have the ratchet mamas that always shitted on women and all that. And that's why you got some men that are good and some men that are bad, that are fucked up. But for women to get with a dude and be like, all men are fucked up, all men ain't shit and all that, like, first of all, let's look at why you keep ending up with these men that ain't shit. Because 9 times out of 10, you may be the common denominator. It may just be you. And on top of that, you need to not be saying all men are fucked up, fuck all men, because y'all women are creating those niggas that are fucked up.
You can't make this shit up!
But then y'all go and champion women for being single mothers, for being baby mamas. Y'all champion that shit. But y'all hate the offspring that comes from that shit. Make that shit make sense.
So you had me just to get paid by the government? I want my daddy.
Like, I really feel like women may need to, like, all fucking come together and be like, nigga, I don't know. There's just so many women out here that are not using common sense. They're not using any discernment when dealing with the dating. But to be mad at all men when men are usually trained up and fucking raised by women, that shit is crazy to me. That shit is super crazy to me. But like I've said in plenty of videos, women will not hold other women accountable, because if you hold another woman accountable, that bitch might want to fight you. And with that being said, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Peace.
Try, yeah.